Good day, YouTube. It's the 23rd of July, 2024, and we've loaded up the Honda truck. We put in just a handful of tools, an empty gas can, a couple batteries. We're going on a revival. Let me give you a little hint of what we're going to go get. Well, what do you think it was? There's actually a few people on my channel that chimed in when I said I would reveal what's coming up in a revival if you'd ask the question in a comment. A few people did, a few people know. They're the only ones that know. This is my 64.5 Mustang. It says, I'm trying to figure out how long I've had it stored. This is my garage at my house. I'm trying to figure out how long I've had it here, not running. Embarrassed to say not running. It's a very nice car. It was originally a 260 car. We bought it 25-ish years ago. It was in Riverside, California. I went down, picked up, trailered it home. It had not run by the owner we got it from or the owner he got it from in total 23 years. So it hadn't run 23 years when we got it, and we have had it about 25 years. It has run since we've had it. We've driven it. It's been insured the whole time. It's got permanent license plates on it. There's no good reason for us not to be driving it. There's nothing wrong with it other than now it has been sitting. And I went to the battery for an idea how long I've had it here, because I just don't remember. But I'm telling you, this has been sitting here longer than I've had my YouTube channel, and that's been 8-9 years. So I'm thinking we're gonna call it 10 years. This car's been sitting in my garage, not running. So it's time to make that change and get this thing going again. I'm looking to remind myself of all the stuff we've done with this. That engine is completely rebuilt. Over on the wall I have a build sheet on it. We spent about $5,500 on that 20-some years ago getting that engine built. It's really I looked under the hood an hour ago, but there's still antifreeze in it, still full of oil. I haven't checked the brakes yet. All the brakes were new, gas tank's new, fuel line was new, everything was new, radiator was new. We had overheating trouble with it, but we resolved it, and it does not overheat. Interior is completely done. It's waiting to do the body work, pull the front and rear glass, and replace the headliner. So again, it's a very nice car. It's factory air. It's power steering, it's manual brakes, automatic, bucket seats, console. I've replaced the dash, so forth. And as far as I recollect, everything works. It needs the headliner refreshed, replaced, and to do that you got to pull the glass. We just will put a windshield in it when we do it. Yeah, again, very nice car. Shouldn't have been sitting all this time, but it has. But today, let's make that better. So I sniffed the fuel. It's not great. So we need to pump it out before we do anything. I'm not going to pull the plugs and put oil down there. If you're familiar with a V8, you're not getting much. If you have a flat 6-cylinder, when you put oil down, the pistons are flat, you'll get oil all the way around. When you're in a V configuration, you put oil in, you get oil right there. That's it. So I have some 2-stroke mix, some heavy 2-stroke mix that we're going to use to put down the carburetor and then crank it over, and that will be how we get oil into the cylinders. Okay, so for now we need to pump the fuel out of here. It's always had non-ethanol fuel in it. Again, the gas tank was new when we revived this machine the first time, and so it's not horrible, but it doesn't smell great. I don't want to pump it in the motor, so let's pump it out. I got some empty cans I got to pump. We'll get as much out of it as we can. We'll go get some fresh fuel, put it in there, and then we'll start the process. I got a couple batteries, We need to swap the old battery out of this thing, and we're gonna crank it to run it. All right, let me get pumping and we'll get this party started. All right, I got all the gas pumped out, just under 7 gallons, I'm guessing, 6 to 7 gallons. And I believe I filled it with non-ethanol when I parked it. Of course, what I remember, it's been a long time ago. Evidently, we're calling it 10 years. Gas was actually, as I watched it come out of the pump, pretty yellow and pretty stinky. So at first I maybe downplayed it a little bit, but no, it was pretty bad. But we got everything out we could pump out. And I got 10 gallons of non-ethanol going back in, so let's do that. All right, I'm gonna dump in for a minute. Here we go. All right, we got some gas in it. And while I was pumping gas out, I aired up the tires. I didn't actually set them, I just aired them up. They were pretty low. I'm not sure what's so funny. Alright. We're about ready to crank on this thing. Alright, here we go. I haven't tried to crank it yet. No reason why she shouldn't go, though. Again, this is a 2-stroke fuel. It's non-ethanol with like a 50-to-1 mix. It's for my 2-stroke equipment. Then I just threw a bunch more 2-stroke oil in this container. So the whole idea is let this thing drink plenty. So I don't want to go to the point of flooding it, but I want to get close. You know what I mean? I'm not going to prime the bowls because I really don't want it to run. I'm going to pour this in, see if she fires, and then we're going to continue that. And you know, if we reuse this whole container while we're bringing fuel up from the tank, that's fine. I want this thing to have plenty of oil. Okay. Plenty of oil. Okay. I'm going to put the key in, turn it on. Actually, let me crank it from the driver's seat. Make sure everything's working. Dome lights came on. One issue that I had with this machine was a wiring issue, and what we're going to do when we get this thing back to the barn is replace this wiring harness that I'm wiggling, because it's literally got a problem. Right now the key is on. I think this ignition module has a light on it. Maybe it does not. No, it does not. So I can't tell if she's lit or not. Well, it does. It's on this side. So, okay, we're going to try again, I guess. Once again. Alright, we're going to throw some more fuel in it. I wiggled that harness. I remember having to do that to get it home that day. Again, once we get it to the barn, we're going to open that harness up and replace everything. Let's try again. actually easier than I expected. Idling a little slow at the moment, but she should warm up, be fine. Loading up. I don't know if it's just kind of some fuel, bad fuel, or what we got, but it runs okay. Just a little better. Need a little running. We'll run down the highway once we get that wiring dialed in. All right, let me figure out how I'm getting this home. Go to the shop. Probably just drive it. Here we go. All right, we had to stop at the car wash and make it prettier. So this car used to be silver smoke gray. That's the way it left factory in San Jose, June 1964. And it was an all California car its whole life, Southern California. Again, we picked it up in Riverside, and it was painted Wimbledon white, obviously to keep it cooler somewhere in its life. The paint job is, you know, not real good anymore, but I've buffed it out a time or two just to make it presentable, so she's presentable. All right, shall we get her to the barn, hopefully without stalling? It's running great actually, but again, that wiring issue is going to cut the ignition if we're not careful. But here we go. Alright guys, it's fast forwarded a few days now. It's a Saturday, and yeah, we've enjoyed the car this week. Brought it back here and kind of got it cleaned up here at the barn, and detailed the engine a little bit, just a little bit. I'll pop the hood here in a sec. Took it to the cruise-in Thursday night, so that was fun to spend a little time. And we got a book that we kept with the car, has even the auction, there's the book kind of just sitting there on the floor, has the auction paperwork in it from eBay, so I could go back and remember when it is that we bought this car. And in this coming February of 25, we'll have had it 20 years, and it sat in 2 garages for 23 years when we bought it, not running. So anyway, we took it yard sailing yesterday morning. Yesterday for half a day. We drove the car for hours. It's really good. A lot of stop and start and idle and things like that. Of course, you know, it didn't overheat. Give it the brakes a chance to kind of break in again. A lot of people obviously commented on it and so forth. So anyway, it's nice to have the Mustang back running again. Yeah, pretty happy. Let me pop the hood real quick. I've been kind of under the weather the last few weeks actually, so my plan was to bring it back here and change the oil and adjust the brakes and stuff, but I still need to do that, so I'll leave the car here at the barn and we'll take care of that. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, I just gave the motor just a quick bath and kind of cleaned the valve covers up a little bit and so forth. That was the Ford Chrome kit, Ford script, you know, the K-code stuff. But you know, over time it's not perfect anymore. So yeah, and that's the thing about building a, you know, very, very nice, you know, restored car. You know, if you've got climate control and all that stuff, you can keep it in and so forth.
I guess that's great. But when you spend that kind of money on all that stuff, and then 20 years go by fairly quickly, I guess, and then all that stuff, you know, starts to deteriorate a little bit, so it's no longer that nice. So yeah, I question, I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense to me in the way we want to enjoy our cars to bring them to that level, because then every day they are just going to deteriorate a little bit. So anyway, the plan going forward, I think I'll take on the paint on this. I just need to sort out, you know, when. I got lots of projects, which one's going to be next kind of thing. How I'm going to deal with the glass, because we got to get the glass out of this thing. I can do most of the body work and then have the glass removed. We'll have to replace the windshield, and then get someone to put a headliner in it, get the thing painted first, then headliner, then put the glass back, polish out all the trim and stuff, put it all back together again. So anyway, that's kind of the plan, but we'll see how this goes. This can't be a top priority. We just got some other things going on, and this is drivable, so as is. So I think I'll end the video here, guys. I appreciate you coming around and watching this video. Please share it, and I'm hoping maybe this catches some interest in people. It might influence which project I take on next, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, guys, thanks again for watching. Appreciate the comments. Thumbs up on the way out. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video.